guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, and let's jump right into it. So today I'm trying to give you guys a recap of what's going on in the drip ecosystem. So there was a new project. I don't know if it's actually launched, if we're gonna get to it because it's near the bottom, but it's by G.A.N.G.E. And that got me to thinking about all of the projects that are either in development or have launched or have some kind of support to the drip ecosystem, and that's what this thumbnail is attempting to capture. So I'm just gonna show you all these, and then you guys can tell me in the comments if you want me to dive deeper into certain ones or see where they're at or whatever. But yeah, the whole point of this is just to show you that there is people building in the ecosystem, and we don't need Forex. Told you guys that a long time ago. And he's basically shown that he is the Achilles heel and the whole reason the drip community fell off a cliff to begin with, because of his lack of transparency and updating people and able to deliver, like, you name it, the laundry list of just fallacies is just too long to even go through. But now there are just multiple different communities and people that are supporting drip that it should be, you know, acknowledged to some degree. Now, this does not mean, so let me preface this does not mean we're going to the moon and drip is coming, staging a comeback and everybody's gonna be millionaires off of this. We have a lot of people sitting on the sidelines speculating and waiting to just get some of their capital out. So there are way more people wrecked than rich within the drip ecosystem, which means there will need to be an exponentially larger amount of people to come in. And those of us that have been around for a while, like myself, if you follow my channel, the goal is to have people come in, but not to just be exit liquidity for us. So in that regard, that's where these kinds of different utilities help. Now, some are games where, yeah, you can play and it's not just kind of degen Ponzi. And then others are just technically, yeah, Ponzi. The money that goes in is the money that goes out, and there is no real utility or longevity to the project other than like some math for the protocol to try to sustain itself. But for the most part, not gonna say all, but most crypto assets outside of blue chips and utility tokens like coins are pretty much Ponzi-nomics. I mean, so we just got to accept that. And hopefully they can get out of the Ponzi by adding utility or adding yield from actual utility, things of that nature. So without further ado, we have the two honorable mentions up here. We got the Drip Garden and the Drip Drop Draw. Now that had to be mentioned first, because even though this is a horrible play to get in now and there's no one maintaining it or doing anything with it anymore, it does still exist. And as far as I recall, it's going to be here for a little while. There is a mathematical breaking point where the price of buying the actual plants compared to the seeds, because as it gets cheaper as the contract goes forward, so it's always more advantageous for new people to get in. But there comes a breaking point where it won't be able to sustain itself, and that's due to the limitation of solidity. I think it's 18 zeros or 18 decimal places, basically numbers. So at that stage, once it gets to that, then it will definitely be broken. But as of right now, it's still working. And whether we like it or not, the Drip Drop Draw, that one still adds utility to drip. Nobody's playing it, but that is definitely a drip utility, and it is complete and final. Now with that, I wanted to touch on this real quick. So as of right now, this is definitely the lowest I've seen in a while, 389,000. Remember, like I said, though, that I believe the bulk of the people that were tapped in have now started to, you know, fizzle out. But there are tons of people that have forgotten about their drip or been tapped out of drip, and they will be trickling in as the new bull run comes in and the FOMO and excitement of crypto gets back into people's minds. And then people are like, oh yeah, I got that drip wallet somewhere. What is that? Let me do some research on YouTube, see what that is. And they're going to go in and do their claims, and then we're going to have some more minting. But as of right now, some people have been buying the dip. So we bounced up from like right below 3 cents on the DEX to 3 cents. And that's why we now have 72,000 drip in the faucet, which is, it's been a long time since we've had some actual drip in the faucet. But again, this is nothing to write home about, but just want to keep you guys abreast. And when we look at drip itself, we see that kitchen sink is still at the top, but wrap drip is definitely closing in on the heels. Let me refresh this. 15 and 12 now. So yep, it is creeping up for sure. So, all right, now we can go into the rest of these items. So this is supposed to be in the order that I remember them coming out. So next was drip potluck. It's still there. I don't think anybody plays or I haven't heard anything about it, but as far as I'm aware, it is a completely done for you project. And it just takes some visibility and marketing. Technically all of these, that's what's really going to be the catalyst. The ones that are already launched, it's all about marketing. Showed you guys that when we created the drip marketing DAO, and DeFi, specifically the DGen side, is definitely created on hype and speculation. And that is all driven by marketing, be that traditional marketing or just be that the viral marketing that we're used to. I think it's going to start leaning more and more towards traditional and less of the moon boy hype and hopium. But that's what gets people initially interested into crypto. It's like they see the gains and that it makes for viral content. But I think at some stage that will trickle off and you need real solid logs to keep the fire burning. You can't just keep throwing gasoline on it. But that's a great catalyst. So let's go back to this. So it's still here, drip potluck, and you play with BNB and then it buys drip and burns it. I don't remember any other details, but like, yeah, you can check that one out. Next is Bitfighters. That's still working and he's still developing and adding things to it. So this one, basically you fight in a Web3 game on AVAX and your characters take damage, and in order to get them back healthy, you drink brew. And then there's different brews, which are essentially just like potions in a video game. And there's one that's specific to drip. So if you use that one, then it helps buys and collects drip. Right now, it doesn't do anything with it, but just hold on to it. He hasn't decided what to do. And there's not enough marketing again or visibility on here, but he's still adding things to it. And I think this is going to be a really awesome game. Next, we have the kitchen sink. Now, this was probably the first biggest project from the community, specifically Hustleman Matt and his team, that caught a lot of support, or at least it caught a lot of drip. So I still think the numbers wise, it wasn't actually that many people participating compared to what we saw in drip. Let me see something. I can't see because there's no token for the holders. That'd be something Hustleman Matt would have to share, like how many actual wallets interacted with the DApp. That would be interesting. But anyway, this is growing and supports drip very, very well. Then next we have what you see here is Wrap Drip, which came from the AI drip team. So Hustleman Matt was involved in like just discussions early on for this concept. This is a completely separate team from Kitchen Sink to Wrap Drip, but the Wrap Drip team, which was the AI drip original developers, and I believe he had his hand originally in some of the details of the first drip drop draw concept, and then Forex threw him under the bus and stuff like that, and he went and did his own thing. But this concept is what allows for this new wave of games and stuff to come out. So with AI drip or wrapping drip, you can wrap it and send it to different chains, and as such that allowed for what we'll come to later, DripX and gas pump games coming out. So speaking of DripX, that is not launched yet. This week we're supposed to hear something about a launch date, so that is coming this week. By the time you watch this video later on this week, we should hear something about the status of that. I've gone over this in details and there's not much else to cover on it, but again, another community project, Hustleman Matt and his team. Then this is the newest one. So this one is from G-Money. So you guys were wondering where G-Money was. Well, he was in the lab cooking and he has created gas pump games. So let me know in the comments if you want me to go through this. I'm not going through any of these in detail, but there is basically a way to use drip, play with drip, and also other assets, Wrap Drip and BNB, and basically it pays out like a jackpot at some stage. Next, this one was doing good, keeping us in the loop with some creative media, and then it just fell off. Don't know what happened to these guys. So they have been quiet for some time now, and oops, and as of now, I don't know if I showed this one. This is January 19th. Let's see. Yeah, I might say that for later. I don't think I actually covered this. Maybe I didn't hear anything from them. So yeah, it was like a month between. So this one looks like a new update that I missed 10 days ago. So they were 1 month of radio silence, and then they just put something else up. So we'll see what that's about. And then last, I don't know what happened to this, but they raised some money with NFTs and then they just went ghost. So what's ironic about these guys is they were the original creators of the Drip 3D garden game. So it had the little pig and the cow and the horse, and then they splintered off. One of the devs went over to support DeFi Crypto Boss with his Drip 21. That's another one I forgot to put on here. And so one of them went there, and then I guess two of them are here, but don't know what this is. Like, there was NFT raised and all sorts of stuff, but so far it's just been radio silence from them as well, as far as I'm aware. Like, I haven't been following them in detail, but yeah, see, there's the garden viewer, and this is the Drip Marble Run. But as far as I'm aware, it's not launched, it's not live, is it? I'm clicking this now myself. I didn't see anything on their game. If so, I might need to cover this in more detail. Okay, so roadmap, yeah, so it's not here. Yep. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff in the ecosystem. Oh, there's last mention, honorable mention. This is a Drip Warriors NFT project. I don't think it's launched or done anything yet, but the Drip Warriors Collective has like almost 50,000 drip that they're sitting on within their wallet, and it's where G Money was discussing some stuff back in the day. So they do support the drip ecosystem, but I haven't seen an actual project from them. But this NFT thing is something they've been working on, and I guess that will launch sooner rather than later. So the point being, with all this stuff, it's a double-edged sword. So this is great that on the one hand, it is different communities doing different things. The flip side is all of them require some level of marketing. That other side of the double-edged sword is that all of them currently are just marketing to the drip community. So it's the same, like I told you guys, closed ecosystem, a casino analogy I gave way back when. So if these can actually bring in new people and new capital with new kind of utility, such as like, this is a game, this is degen, this is like lottery, this we don't know, this is a game, right? So things like that can bring in other people, but the big Achilles heel is all of them require marketing, and I haven't seen any real marketing to generate hype from outside the ecosystem. The biggest catalyst we had was DripX, and that's all 100% internal. So there's still money within the ecosystem, but most people are, you know, playing other locations or sitting on the sidelines, or just don't want to catch a falling knife with drip. So it's going to be hard for it to see any kind of pump from within the existing community, because it's been sitting at these prices for quite some time, and not everybody's buying the dip. And whenever the dip gets bought up, people are selling that dip. Selling that pump, I should say. But that's where you can see this now 7.5%. So that 80K roughly drip tokens has come from that in the last couple of days. So anyway, just want to give you guys a recap on all that. This was longer than I thought, but there's a lot going on, and there is some hopium in the horizon, but it all depends on how much support and hype can get into these projects. All right, that's all I got. Smash that HBO special, help a brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. And let me know if you want me to cover any of these in more depth, specifically probably gas pump games. All right, see ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.